Ryan. No. Oh, he's dead. Oh my gosh.
It's probably easier to ask Hannie Sion Khalil where he hasn't been in the Northeast FGC, what scene he has not been a part of, and what game he has not played. At any point in your offline or online travels in the FGC, you may have crossed paths with Sion, the tournament organizer, Sion, the Melee, Brawl, Marvel 3, Modern Smash, Guilty Gear, and Street Fighter V player. But if you've returned for another episode of our show, then you certainly are acquainted with Sion, the Beyond Frame Data co-creator and your most frequent interviewer. Sion is a renaissance man of fighting games, and with his recent step into content creation, he's working towards creating the fighting game renaissance that he and we all aspire to live and thrive within. As one of the only players I know well who has planted and nourished his roots in old Smash, conventional FGC, and new Smash, I'm certain that having a conversation with Sion will leave you with a new perspective on our scene because of his cross-game, cross-genre knowledge, which might be able to convert you from one scene to another. In doing so, both scenes grow. So it's no wonder that we're having Hannie Sion Khalil go beyond the role of interviewer for this episode of Beyond Frame Data, which features the interview and cinematography talents of Michael Dink.
Oh, Sion's looking at the haters. He's like, come on, guys, you really think this wasn't going to happen?
Welcome to Beyond Frame Data with Hannie Khalil.
Hey.
So usually Hannie's the host, but today cameraman Mike is on the seat. You usually see me in the back. If you don't know me by now, I take photos.
He's gonna flex his hosting skills, guys. So I want to see this.
Barely. I don't know, but
What's up, man?
yeah, to get along with the show. So first things first, for those of you guys who don't know Hannie by now, who's probably watched the show, but like I would say 2-3 times now, depending on how these episodes come out. Like, how do you not know this man? But the man, the myth, the legend, the host himself. Just give us a quick rundown of like who you are currently. How do people know you by?
Yo, what's going on, guys? So a lot of people know me through my tag, I guess. Sion. It was originally Sion, but that's okay. That's a long story. But I'm sponsored currently by Dramatik. Affiliate with Clavio and a bunch of other companies right now, but Dramatik is my sponsor. So I primarily play Street Fighter V and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate at the moment. Guilty Gear Rev 2 on the side, but pretty much just those two games for right now. Grand Blue just came out, so we'll see. But Street Fighter V, I guess Street Fighter V and Smash Ultimate, yeah.
Okay. So those are the two. So I'm gonna reel it back real quick and just give these guys like a background check, so to speak.
Cool.
So you say you're a Smash Ultimate player. You play Street Fighter V currently, but like word roots.
Damn. Okay. I am very old, so we're gonna go all the way back.
Oh, we OG.
We OG.
Aye.
I've been playing Super Smash Bros. Melee, and originally the only reason I got into the game, I was really bad, but this was when I was like a sophomore in high school or maybe like a freshman in high school. But I was playing, and then I was watching my boy, who at that time was already kind of like a world champion, Korean DJ. Shout outs to Korean DJ. A lot of the players that I don't know, like PC Chris and like Korean DJ back in the day, and like a lot of New York heads play with like PC Chris, so they know that. But like I got into Melee after watching this guy blow up. Like I watched it happen, and I was like, damn, this guy's sick. I want to get good at Melee too. And at the time, I was very bad. I was just playing like just doing the B buttons. I thought Roy was better than Marth. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know anything about meta. I was just kind of playing who I liked, and I liked Roy. I used to lie to people all the time saying I knew Fire Emblem characters, but like I don't think anybody knew Fire Emblem characters back in the day, because like the only games that were out were in Japan. So like, but I used to tell people I did. That's funny. So Melee was okay. Melee was like the start, but then at the time, because Melee and Marvel 2 were like the same age, got into like Marvel 2 a little bit, but basically the world was split, right? You either played Melee or you played Marvel 2. You didn't do either or. It was you pick one. Same thing when Brawl came out, people were playing Third Strike. You know what I mean? So it was like I caught onto the wave and I became a professional Super Smash Bros. Brawl player. That's when I started to become really
okay. So that's
heavy.
That's the breakout era.
That's the breakout of me. Yeah.
Okay. So like before we get into the breakout era, were you also dabbling with like other communities at the time?
Yeah.
So like you'd been talked about like Marvel 2 and you know Melee. So like whatever like communities that you like mess with, like I assume like you know like maybe Third Strike, Alpha 2, like ST, yada yada yada.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
All of them. So like I love the fact that you're like dabbling into this because I could literally go on to all of the. I played ST a little bit. I love Third Strike. Third Strike was one of my favorite games. I played Ken and Third Strike, Ken and Yoon, but
oh, so you ain't got no brain basically.
I don't got any brain with you, no. But and also Ken is pretty kind of scrubby.
Yeah.
But like
yo, I love doing EX Tatsu.
yeah, he's pretty scrubby.
Yeah.
Also, if like there's like a defense OS in that game where like if you block for a couple frames, you could jump out and the EX out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ken is, but he's really fun because you could also build meter in that game by whiffing normals. A lot of old school games were like that, where if you like Marvel 2, you could whiff normal for meters. So yeah, I dabbled in. If it was competitive and it was fighting games, that is like the only thing I know.
Okay.
So like I'm very bad when it comes to shooters. I'm very bad when it comes to like sports games. I'm very bad when it comes to like racing games because like all my friends got into other things and I could only play them casually.
Yeah.
But when it came to a fighting game,
that's the beef.
That's the beef. That's the beef and potatoes, man. I knew everything when it came to like to play them. But yeah, if you put me behind a shooting game or racing game, I don't know what I'm doing at all. I feel like an idiot. But yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay. That's pretty cool. So like so you know talking about like your friends and stuff. So like you know did you grow up in like a household where it's like you know you play the games a lot with like you know your either like your siblings or like your parents or whatever?
Yeah, my older brother. I grew up in a super toxic like environment because like my brother was such a trash talker. Yo, shout outs to Tamer. My brother was the biggest asshole, bro. When he didn't just beat you. I grew up in a time where if someone did a special move on you, I'm like, yo, how'd you do that? He'd be like, you gotta figure it out.
You gotta figure it out. You gotta hold that. You gotta hold
I
that.
hate that. I'm so glad we're in a different time now. Shout outs to the internet. Shout outs to the internet. Shout outs to God. I don't know who did it. Shout outs to whatever being. But like, I hate that it was so territorial back in the day. But you earned it. Yeah. Also, like whatever. When I learned how to do something without him, I was like, yeah, forget you, man. I did it on my own. But that without him, I don't think I'd be as competitive as I was because I didn't quit. And that's the main thing I want everyone to know now is that you're going to lose. You're going to lose. You're gonna get washed. You're gonna be washing people. But don't quit. Don't let anyone else take your love away for what you do.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead.
No, definitely. So I'm gonna reel it back a bit before we jump at that point actually.
Yeah.
And you know, so I just want to know. So like, does your bro still like play games now?
No.
No, not at all. Okay.
No, and I want to get into this. I beat him one day. This was the best. This is the juiciest thing. When the younger brother surpasses the older brother, it's so juicy. It's so juicy. So I watched him. So we're playing back. I watched him. He was never really into Smash. My brother was primarily a fighting game player. He didn't really. Smash to him was still kind of kiddie, I suppose. But like, we played Mortal Kombat 3. And I don't know if anyone knows Mortal Kombat Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate, right? I picked Smoke.
Oh.
And I can tell you, I washed this man, and then I ended him with a brutality. And then the next day I saw my brother, he's like, I play poker. I never made that. When I made him retire, was the greatest day of my life. That was the greatest. It's like, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to be nerdy for a minute. When Ash washed Gary and he became a researcher at the end of Pokemon, I was like, yes! Wash him, yes! You don't understand. I felt like I had like the biggest D in the entire house that whole week. It was the best the whole week. Yeah. Now, if you wanted something, if you want to ask me like anything in the house past the salt, I'd be like, you get it yourself. I felt so strong.
You cook this man.
When you cook, when you get better at a fighting game, and you notice yourself get better, when you feel yourself get better, you honestly feel like the strongest person on planet Earth for that day. And that's I want to go ahead and say that when I finally surpassed him, that was the greatest day of my life.
Yeah, and you carried that energy when you broke out in Brawl.
Yeah, no, oh my god. So in Brawl was amazing because I guess I'm primarily known for my defensive play. But Brawl was really defense heavy. And so I guess it really it benefited my style a bit. But once you beat a top player in a certain game, it gives you the confidence that you need. Like once you do it, you're like, I can do that. All you need is to do it once. If you beat someone once, you could do it again. And I'm a firm believer. Anybody that's watching will know that. If you beat someone once, I don't care who it is. If you beat a top player once, you can do it again. If you could take a game, you could take a set. If you can definitely do it. It means in that game, you outsmarted them.
Yeah.
So
No, I totally agree.
I carried that on to Brawl, and then while Brawl's skills didn't transfer completely into fighting games and other fighting games, what it did teach me is the mentality aspect of it. Is I don't really care who you are, kind of thing. You could be a top player and you could be amazing, but that doesn't.
I'm gonna try to watch.
I'm gonna still try to beat you. It's not gonna be like, okay, just clean me out then.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, that.
Yeah. Nah, I'm happy that you bring up like that mentality kind of thing, and it's like, you know, that you were instilled with like this kind of energy, like young. Because I assume like, when did you beat your bro and he was like, I play poker now? How was that?
Oh my god! This was Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate. It's probably like 11 or 12.
Oh damn.
And he's much older than me. He was like, oh my god, my brother was like 18, 19.
Hey.
He was much older. So like, when I beat the grin that was on my face, I remember I was the biggest piece of shit in the world, and I loved it. I loved being dead.
Yeah.
It was like, because I felt like, I'm like, you want me to pick up poker too? I could just keep making you drop games and just chase you. And just chase you. But it took me a long time to get humble.
Oh, okay.
Because now I thought I was. And back then, it was very territorial. You have to understand, it was my crew versus your crew. It was very much so. Even in like a small town. I come from Arlington.
Okay.
So that's like a suburb of Boston. But even in Arlington, there was crews. They were like, you were either Hannie's friend or you're that guy's friend. And that's it. That's it. And if we beat you in a set, you guys were dead. For some reason, you just didn't exist. Like, beating people back in the day meant like life or death. I don't know why. I'm just telling you the rules.
That sounds like some.
I didn't make it up. But that was the rules. It was, if we defeated you this week, we were better than you, and that's it, and you guys needed to die. Like, there is no run it back. There was, that's it, we were better than you forever. I don't understand why. Now that you're bringing it up and making me look back on it, that was just the rules of back pre-internet. Pre-internet was very war-like. It was very, like, our team versus their team, and it was very, like, I guess, dogpile-y. I don't know. It was very, like, who is it? Who are they? Who are those guys over there? You know?
Yeah. I don't like this guy.
I don't like this guy.
Yeah.
You know? And it was very coaching heavy, too. They're like, oh, he likes to jump a lot. Or, oh, he likes to... And we'll never
punish that shit!
We would yell everything, and we were ready to fight. It was weird. It was like everybody was ready to fight afterwards. That was just the rules. I'm like, if you were in this, you needed to learn how to fight. So yeah, I was pretty aggressive. I guess I was pretty arrogant.
Okay.
So even like in Brawl, I was pretty arrogant in Brawl too. So.
Okay. So like, did you travel a lot during your Brawl days?
Yes.
Okay. How far out?
Honestly, we kept it very East Coast. So like, we went up to New York. We kept it very East Coast because like a lot of the like the Evo for Brawl or like Apex, which is no longer a thing, but Apex was a big deal. The only times we'd go out to like California, because like the only times we'd go out to California would be like the majors out there, but Apex was the big deal, and that was New Jersey.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the other players would come to New Jersey, but we always had the strongest scene. We had like M2K.
Yeah.
At the time, Anti was also playing. Ally, who was like the best Snake at the time. ADHD was like the best Diddy at the time. So like a lot of the players would just come to New Jersey.
Okay.
Which was the strongest scene at the time.
And who humbled you then, like during this period?
Mewtwo King.
Oof.
Mewtwo King showed me that you can't just play by feeling. Okay. Pre-internet, everybody played by feeling. I don't care. So let me. I'm gonna expose something. I'm glad you guys are watching. Watch this right here. Watch this right here. I'm about to expose something. Pre-internet, there was no such thing as frame data. I'm about to blow you guys' minds right now. Okay. Pre-internet, there was no such thing as frame data. It was something called priority.
Oh yeah.
Remember that shit?
Yeah, I remember that shit.
That's bullshit. Okay. I'm about to expose a lie. Priority doesn't exist. But none of us knew that. Okay, because we didn't grow up with the internet. When the internet came out, we understood hitboxes and hurtboxes and frame data. So all of us that were preaching priority didn't know what the hell we were talking about. It was just hurtboxes and hitboxes colliding. And if we didn't understand it, we would just say, oh, my move out prioritizes your move. That's bullshit. Okay? So I'm glad that we exposed it now in 2020. Priority, unless it's projectiles, doesn't exist. projectiles has a priority system, okay? They're the only things that have a priority system, okay? It either has low priority, medium priority, or heavy priority, and that all depends on the move. Soul Fist has a different priority, for example, for Morrigan, than Magneto's light Shredder is what I like to call it, Disruptor. He says the Shredder. But yeah, so now that we all know that priority doesn't exist, or yes,
it does exist. Maybe. Who knows?
It exists in projectiles. That's it. But yeah, when I played M2K, he beat the shit out of me. I was playing Diddy Kong, who was still really good. He still is really good, but he was playing Meta Knight, and I never understood why Meta Knight was that good at the time. He was the best character, but I didn't know just how much he was the best character. And Mewtwo King figured out frame data early on. He understood that it wasn't just priority. It was this move starts up, is active, and recovers at this much frames, and the game plays at 60 frames per second. No one understood this, but Mewtwo King at the time, and he actually wrote it down. He did the math on paper and everything. Before internet was like, this is like the dial-up was heavy. So he, so when I would be like, oh, Meta Knight just out prioritizes me in every way. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, no, my move comes out in 6 frames. I don't know what he's talking about. So I'm like, what the hell does any of this mean? And he washed me, and I think he was going through people. He was just sitting in one setup, and then he was washing everybody. And that's when I was like, this is the best player in the world. I was like, M2K is a monster. I was like, who can beat a machine? This guy is frame data. I was like, nobody can beat machinery. And then I found out he got 3rd. And I was like, by another Diddy. And I was playing Diddy. That's when I was like, okay, there's more to this game that I need to know. These guys understand frame data. New York is OD. New Jersey's OD. We're just bad right now.
Okay. So, like, from that revelation, like, where did it go from there for you?
Brawl lived to a certain point, and then it died off. And at that point, not really the dark ages of fighting games, but, like, nobody was really playing from 2008 to 2008 for like another year or so. Nobody like really played, or like there was like a gap of 2 years that I didn't really touch the game until Street Fighter 4, of course. Street Fighter 4 is research. What I loved about Street Fighter 4, because remember how I was saying Marvel 2 and Melee were on the same level? So like Street Fighter 4 and Marvel 3 came out. Now you gotta pick, right? You could go the Street Fighter 4 route, you can go to Marvel 3 route. That's when I decided to take Marvel 3 more seriously. And I went to, because honestly, I didn't catch Marvel 2's era. And a lot of the Marvel 3 players feel like if they didn't catch Marvel 2, they want to catch Marvel 3. Because all your favorite Marvel characters are in there. How are you not going to hop on Marvel 3?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You saw the Capcom, you saw Dante in there. You saw Magneto in there. Magneto has been my favorite Marvel character since the show. So I'm like, I have to pick Magneto.
Master of Magnetism over this shit?
Love Magneto, man. So I was like, and I would watch Yipes' Magneto Marvel 2. So I was like, I gotta play him.
Oh, yo, he be saucing people up with that shit.
I love Yipes' Magneto in Marvel 2 is a shark. That thing, he touches you, you're dead. And that's when I learned you need to be optimal. Because watching Yipes, he just doesn't, he touches you. Off of any confirm, you lose. So I'm like, I have to play like that. So I watched Yipes' play, man. Even in Marvel 3, when people don't know, but Yipes still has a really good Magneto in Marvel 3. Like, I feel like people don't, for some reason, give him credit because they watch Champ and they watch Ray Ray. So I feel like Yipes still has a pretty good Magneto. And actually, Yipes is the one who like brought up New York in Marvel 3. He was like the Marvel 3 like teacher. I mean, so I got really heavy in Marvel 3, and I became like, in Boston at least, like one of our strongest players.
Okay. What was your team at the time?
Magneto, Doom, Phoenix, Magneto, Doom, Sentinel.
Oh, I'm about to. Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'll say less.
I love Mag Doom. I didn't. You know what's weird? I don't like Doom. I still don't like Doom. Like I never. But he was just such a good. I like Magneto. And the way I am is whoever can buff Magneto. Because my original team was Magneto, Taskmaster, Sentinel. I just want people to. Because I try to make a team so that Magneto doesn't have to die. So I can go through you with my main character. Even if I have to use X Factor to save Magneto, he's the guy that's going to run through your whole team. That's why I keep Sentinel to this day. I'll use Mag Sentinel. Because drones really helps out the high-low.
Okay, I see that. And then, So transitioning out of Brawl into Marvel, did you bring people with you, or was it just like a new crowd for you?
It was a new crowd for me. I was it was different. People don't call it friendlies, they call it the casuals. I liked it. Honestly, going from that to Marvel 3, I liked it because it seemed like everyone was being an adult together. It seemed like all of us were being an adult. So then going back to like Smash 4 or something, I was like, wow, everybody's a younger crowd. But yeah.
Okay. And how old were you when you transitioned out of Brawl into 3?
Marvel 3 is 2011. 2011, I was 21. In 2011, was 21, 22. Because it came out December, right?
Okay.
Ultimate Marvel came out on December 17th, 2011, I think. Someone fact check that, but I think so.
Okay.
Matt shaking his head yes, so I'm pretty sure it's December 17th, 2011. I was 22.
Okay. All right. And then like, you said you for Brawl, like you didn't really go out to California a lot. You mainly went to Apex and like in the New Jersey area. So for like Marvel 3, did you travel a lot? As well.
Yeah, I saw NorCal. I went to NorCal, and that's like my first time that I was like really moving out to SoCal, NorCal. I didn't really get better. I was until I left.
Okay.
Because Boston, I don't know why, for Boston, Marvel 3 was okay. But you know what's interesting? In Marvel 3, Boston was okay, but Street Fighter 4 was popping.
Yeah.
We had really good players in Street Fighter 4. We had Lucky D. We had
Alex Smith got that
Alex Smith got top 16.
Yeah.
Alex Smith got top 16, and then he had to fight Daigo. I remember that. That was a really good match. Alex Smith, Zaffarino was coming up, and then we had the brothers. What's their name right now? I can't. Gridman and his brother. I can't remember, but they were solid too. Like, and I will say Volcanic Akuma because he put Sanford in losers, or he knocked them out. Shoutouts to that. That was good. So yeah, Street Fighter 4, we were killers.
Okay.
But nobody took Marvel 3 for Boston seriously.
Okay.
So in order for me to get stronger, I had to leave. I went to like Bum's House of Crack sessions. But what I love about Bum is we both were Smash players. People don't know that about Bum. Bum used to play DK. Bum plays heavies.
Yeah.
Okay. So he plays DK. He played Hagar. He played actually his team was Hulk, Hagar. I was like Hulk, Hagar, Samuel.
Oh, that just sounds like KBR right there.
Yeah, but he did it before KBR.
Yeah,
he was playing. Also, he played Rocket Punch Assist. Oh yeah, he was playing. Yeah, Bum was playing a weird ass team. But I had to go to New York. And what's interesting is when I went to New York, it was kind of like hyperbolic time chamber. I came back and everyone here was playing so slow.
Oh, because it was just like you were just playing at such a level.
At such a level that that's why I always tell people go get washed. Getting washed is the best thing you can do, because getting washed, you begin to think ahead of the move in front of you.
Yeah.
So while I was in New York, I'm already thinking about what happens after they block this next mix-up. Like, I assume they're gonna deal with it correctly, and if they don't, I capitalize. If they do, I'm already moving.
Yeah. Because Marvel as a game, it's like it's so fast where just like you're basically you assess the situation and then like you act according to the option situation.
Yes.
It's like fucking football with like option coverage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so. And also, like, because you're in the situation so often, like people you're mixed or mixing in this, you're being in the same loop so often in Marvel 3 because you're playing so many times you're playing the game that your eyes have adjusted. So
Yeah. Because like they just play at such a speed that it's like, that's why the thing about getting washed is like it levels you up because it makes you realize what the playing field is like.
Yeah, I feel like someone's pushing your butt, like hurrying you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, you just got hurry the fuck up, man. And, but so like you being able to travel out to NorCal and just like leveling up, going into New York all the time. What was it like? Just actually. Obviously, like in Brawl, you went down to New Jersey, New York, and you got humbled by M2K.
Yeah.
Amongst a bunch of other shit. But like, going out to NorCal and just experiencing the West Coast, like, what was it like just actually like, because at least for me, like when I traveled, I was just like, actually it's like hella different, and like it give you like a different perspective than it was when you traveled in Brawl.
Yeah. I noticed actually, it's interesting you say that because I noticed like a playstyle difference. It's weird, no disrespect to NoCal or SoCal, but like, they definitely still play by feeling. So that was a really interesting. They're very much read based, while East Coast were very much set play based. So that was a very interesting change that I noticed. Like when you go to NorCal or SoCal, they're thinking about what you like to do and trying to beat what you like to do.
Oh, okay.
They're trying to play the mind game. They're trying to play the Yomi, as opposed to like East Coast where we're like, as long as we keep it clean, you shouldn't play. So we're focused on and also like they're really aggressive while we're very defensive. It was just like I noticed a playstyle difference. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then like during this time too, were there like any valuable like relationships that you made throughout the scene?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of players that I can go on.
Just give me one.
From West Coast or East Coast?
Oh, either or. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to know like like who really stood out to you.
Yipes, actually. Yipes. Yeah, Yipes is like my boy, man. He's like that's the dude. That's the dude. Yeah. Yipes, when he comes down to Boston, we train, or like when I'm going up there, when I'm going to New York, I'll ask to play a set. Like we were fiending Marvel 3, man. He helped me get good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the man's.
That was the man's. Dude.
Alright, so then like, as like Marvel 3 was a thing, Ultimate came out like the year afterwards. Viscant disappeared from the face of the earth. Yeah. After winning the old Evo.
He played Ultimate for a bit, and then he updated his team because he was playing like Zero after that. But yeah.
Yeah. I remember like he played Phoenix, Hagar, and who was
Wesker. He was playing Wesker, Hagar, Phoenix.
Yeah. And then he would do like the 50-50 with Hagar. Yep.
He was bodying everybody with that assist. That's when that assist was fully invincible.
Yo. I mean, at least like Ultimate made him an actual character though.
Yeah, Ultimate made him a character, and it made it so that you can hit his feet.
Yeah.
Because before it was like you could not. When that assist was called, you're holding the block. Same thing with Tron. Tron was that fire assist. Tron Bond's fire assist was so annoying. But yeah, final round was that the tournament between Combo Fiend and Justin. Was the first time I decided I wanted to take Marvel 3 seriously. Yeah.
Okay. So then with that, and like obviously Marvel 3 ran on for like a while.
Yeah.
Life moves on, and then for you, like, how was, you're an adult at this time, and like, how did you juggle being an adult actually along with playing Marvel 3?
It was just everything, just like everything in life, just keeping a schedule. So like after going to work, I'll like dedicate either the weekends or I'll dedicate after work to like having all you need in Marvel 3, or at least any competitive fighting game, and I really want to stick by this when I say this, is one person that's serious besides you. If you can get a solid training partner, whoever that is, shoutouts to Ham Bam, shoutouts to Ram Bam, shoutouts to all the players that I played with back then, but like if they were serious and they were all you need is one player and you grind it out. So after work, hey, are you guys free? Let's run through it. Like even Eagle would Eagle, we played on the first tournament ever in Marvel 3, and that's where we met. But actually shoutouts to Evelio. I don't know if anybody remembers Evelio, but like Evelio was one of my solid training partners too back in the day. So all you guys need, if you guys are worried about like leveling up, is someone as dedicated as you. It doesn't need to be like a huge group. It could be one other person, and just like Fnatic didn't really have that many people. He had Knives, and they grinded together, and then they got really good together. So like you just need one person willing to put in the work with you.
Okay. So then like during this era, I mean like it's basically like the Capcom era, because like it's either you're playing Capcom or you're not. Yeah. So with that, like I assume you dabbled in Street Fighter 4 for a bit.
A little bit, yeah. Street Fighter 4 a bit at the end, honestly.
Okay.
At the very end.
During AE12 or during Ultra?
Mind you, I still watched, so I knew everything that was going on. I didn't play.
Yeah.
I started playing in AE 2012 into Ultra.
Okay.
And that Yun. I played Yun in both. I played Yun and Evil Ryu.
Okay.
But I only played Evil Ryu because I was being fake. Because like my favorite player was playing Evil Ryu.
Yeah.
I didn't really care about Evil Ryu.
Yeah.
But I played like Yun was the guy I care about because he's very aggressive, and that's just kind of like how I like to play. I don't really have do I have a secondary besides those two? I kind of had a Ken, but it was bad. Yeah, my Ken beating people is offensive.
You're just like, all right.
I should lose when I pick Ken. I was like, all right, but it shouldn't win. But okay.
I mean, it happens.
I was just really glad about step kick, card grab, and all that crap.
But
yeah.
So with that, how was it basically transitioning out of the Capcom era and going to Street Fighter 5 and all these other games? I assume you picked up Smash 4 at the time as well.
I went to Smash 4 after after Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. In Smash 4, I was very successful. In the first year of the game, I accomplished second place at NEC, third place at Winter Brawl, another third place at ECT, Smash 4, I was extremely successful in. In my locals, I don't think I lost a local until like the 3rd month in the game. Getting first place until like... Yeah, getting first place until maybe 3 months after the game came up. But also, I was very fortunate. Admittedly, but this isn't the reason because I was just beating people with other characters. But admittedly, Diddy Kong for the first year of the game was...
Bust ass.
Extremely strong. Yun AE strong. Yeah. Like you just kind of won. Like actually, there's a set that you could watch on NEC where I play Justin Wong I knocked Justin Wong out the tournament by playing Diddy Kong Ditto, so it was very funny. So Diddy Kong's really broken, and I played him in Brawl. So it was just luck of the draw. Yeah. Luck of the draw that I was just kind of like, oh, my own main from Brawl is good, so I was really winning a lot. Yeah.
Okay, and then transitioning, and you mentioned this earlier, but transitioning back from like these FGC core FGC community back into Smash, like what was like kind of like the culture shock between like the age groups for one?
Well, Smash is very, all right, I'll say toxicity wise, which is weird to say. Smash is significantly more welcoming than the FGC, but what correlates them, what brings them together is, interestingly enough, the salt. Yeah. Losing in both games hurts the same. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is the same group. Just because the salt is the same. Everyone gets mad when they lose. But Smash is definitely a little bit more welcoming. I think in FGC you got to earn your stripes kind of thing. Like if you show up once, nobody really cares to know. Like everyone's like, oh, no one's asking me for who I am or my name. I'm like, because this is your first time showing up. Yeah. If you show up 2 or 3 times, people then know you're a regular and are willing to open up to you more. But definitely Smash is significantly more welcoming. So they're much happier, I guess, because I guess FGC complains a little bit more. So like if they lose, it's always the character. But in Smash it was just kind of like good games. Yeah. So that was different, but there is definitely an age separation there. Maybe it's just because the characters are like Nintendo characters are more welcoming. But yeah. All
right. And then with that, how was it like, because like to me it's like Street Fighter 4, Marvel 3 era was like getting to that age where it's like, the internet becoming like a thing. And then like now we're at like, Smash 4 leading into like Street Fighter 5. Like how was it actually like living through like, like being an OG and like the internet's actually a thing. It's like, oh, frame data's a fucking thing. And it's like, oh, hidden Discord tech's a thing.
Yeah, hidden Discord tech is a thing. Like frame data's a thing. Twitter, hashtag characters are a thing. So like getting information has never been easier than it is now. And that's a bliss. That is definitely it's a positive. It's more of a positive than a negative. But like transitioning to Street Fighter 5, it was more, I wanted to prove to people, because there was like a stigmatism between like saying that Marvel players wouldn't know how to play Street Fighter. I don't know why that was the case, but that just happened to be the saying that, oh, Marvel players don't know how to play Street Fighter. So going into Street Fighter 5, that was my main thing. Be like, I want to prove to people that, forget just video games. I want to prove to people I can do what I want to do. If I want to do fitness, if I want to lose weight, if I want to work out, if I want to play Street Fighter 5, I could be good at something if I put my ethic. And that's kind of who I am. I just want to be able to show you guys that if while I play, I can get better at something. And it also helps that Street Fighter 5 isn't necessarily the hardest game ever to pick up. So yeah. Street Fighter 5, definitely more ground-based than Marvel 3. I'll say Street Fighter 5 definitely teaches you to block more. Oh, okay. Definitely teaches you to chill the hell out. Marvel 3, you don't want to be blocking.
Yeah. No, because like, it's like this one module Marvel quote I like when I watch the streams. It's like, why are you in the unblockable? You weren't even supposed to be there in the first place.
You weren't supposed to be there. Yeah. If you're blocking in Marvel 3, you got trapped somehow. And it's more of a how to leave out of the situation than it is to be defending yourself all the time. Because that defending yourself can lead to a downward spiral. Yeah. Actually, Street Fighter has that similarity, but not to that crazy extent. So you could always like backdash out. You can always like reset the neutral.
Yeah. So then with that and then Ultimate comes out and like, here we are now. Like, where do you kind of place yourself in the community and like, how is it? Well, let's just answer that first.
Where do I place myself in the community? I'm a competitor second, and I'm a community leader first. Okay. I'm willing to help everyone else grow and see kind of what is your goals. Are you trying to improve in the game? I'll play long sets with everybody all day. So if they want to understand matchups, I'll pick the character, I'll learn the whole character, or I'll do my best to learn the whole character so you can understand how to fight this character. I'm always there for people to grow and learn before I'm a competitor. But I don't think competition will ever leave me. I love playing fighting games. I'll probably play till like I'm 60 years old.
Okay.
And I love competing. And but before it used to kill me, my placements. Because if I'm not top 8, if I'm not top 5, not top 3, it kills me. Even top 5 kills me. I should have won, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But now that I'm older, I'm 30 now. It's more like, what else can I do for you guys? What can I do for the scene? That's my whole point. So community leader first. That's where I see myself.
Okay. And like, you know, being that and also being an OG and like, you know, the art, like kind of like
the Alex Vi kind of thing.
Yeah. But like along with that is just kind of like the environment then and the environment now. Like, what are you just like grateful for then?
I'm grateful for I'm grateful for all the players, everyone that's still here. Like, there are OG, like Alex Smith knows me. Every time I meet Alex Smith, it's like 2 old people talking. But like David Bunch coming from New York is a huge help. Lucky D. Anybody that's still around and still believes in the scene is great. And we can now, learning from our past, we can now make the future better. Like, the way we were the gang wars, the stuff that can't happen anymore. So like, we are doing our best to create a better environment for the newer players. Like, there's a newer player right now. He's like 16 years old. He's like a Balrog player that comes to the scene.
Oh, Leon.
Yeah. And it's like, we got to build. He is the future. So build a better environment for him. Monkey Business is the future. Like, these guys, like, we have to make sure that the scene is good. And it's like passing the torch.
Yeah.
We don't want to pass the torch back to toxicity.
Yeah.
We want to pass the torch back to a better future. And these guys can do it. They got the time. He's got the time. He's 16. He's got time.
Yeah.
He will, with polish, could be amazing. Depending on his goals. If he wants to be a pro player, he could do it better than anybody. I could see him beating Punk. Why not?
Yeah. Especially
they got
era.
time. Yeah, especially in this era. And it's gonna take molding. It's gonna take humbling. You gotta beat him.
Yeah.
You got because winning at that age. Like, when I was winning at 16, I was, one of my friends lost to Leon and he was so mad. He's like, oh, this little kid, I'm gonna beat that, all this, that, and the third. I'm like, hey, when you were his age, you were talking just as much crap. We were talking just as much crap when we were that age. You know, some of us still do at this age. So it's like, I understand him, but we can't go down. We can't like also talk crap, because that's gonna show him that that's okay. So like, we gotta build him. I see him and I'm like, we gotta build this kid's awesome. We gotta build this kid.
Okay,
So, yeah.
okay. That's great to hear. So then with that, I would just say, with this new era of like, you know, passing the torch, like trying to like readjust and kind of like kill the old like kinks that you just don't want to like carry on with like the old era.
Yeah.
How is it now, since like you're 30, juggling your career? You know, from what I remember, you're a finance analyst.
Yep. And property manager. Too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's that, being a community leader, and also being a content creator, and you know, juggling all that, moving forward from here.
You gotta love doing it, honestly, and it goes back to what I was saying before about scheduling. As long as you can keep a schedule. A lot of people get monotonous because I truly feel the human being gets bored easily. But I know it's monotonous, but keep a schedule, stick to it like it's a thing, just like it's your practice regimen. Stick to a regimen. I honestly if I could dedicate 3 hours of play every day, if I could dedicate 3 hours of content creating and just work, honestly, it won't feel like work. I'm surrounded by good people who want this to work out. You just keep that energy, keep that vibe, you can do it. That's it. It's not juggling if it's fun. It's not juggling if you want to do it, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, and you say that the same with like anything, not just content creation, you know, your
Anything.
career.
It won't feel like juggling if you love it.
Alright.
Yeah.
I respect that. And I
Thank
think that
you.
was like a good way to end it right here.
Hell yeah.
So, you know, if you have anything else to say it now, otherwise I'm gonna kill it right here.
Ooh, take a page, I guess, out of Tokito's book. Fighting games is something great. Hannie, just kidding. I had a dream, started for me, just kidding. Keep playing fighting games, everybody. Keep seeing us. We're gonna be going to Combo Breaker.
Wouldn't that have been nice to be able to go to Combo Breaker?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will definitely keep playing. Thank you guys, and peace out.
All right.
Thank you, man. Cool.
Yep. Fish it.